Welcome to the Tinka Show. Today we have a really great show planned out for you today. Did you have a good weekend? Yeah, me either. Mine was probably better than Louis C.K.'s though. This man can't seem to catch a break lately. Apparently he had some emails leaked about possibly giving a woman an STD. Her name is Sarma Mengales. Now let me give you a little background story about this woman and how these emails actually got leaked. She was known as the queen of vegan cuisine, owning and operating food, what's it called? Pure Food and Wine? It's some high-end New York restaurant. Her and some guy apparently ran off with about $2 million, and she was caught in some hotel room because the dude ordered pizza and hot wings in his own name. So she got... I think people are actually more upset that she was eating Domino's pizza and hot wings than actually getting caught or running away with the $2 million. Don't ask me why she did that, because I don't have a clue, man. But this woman's clearly a scumbag. Then, people realized that she was having an affair with her lawyer and getting the VIP legal treatment. So New York Post was granted access to hundreds of X-rated texts between her and the lawyer. And there was some emails referencing a relationship to Louis C.K. Now, this is a good-looking girl, you know, but yikes. The thing about this is, though, the messages that they were looking at between her and her lawyer were 2017 to 2018, and Louis' were 2012. So they really, really dug deep. These scummy journalists. What were they doing? Should this have really been leaked? They really don't want him to make a comeback. Wow. First, bashing his leaked set, where he was basically making a comeback, you know, starting to, but he was working on his set. It wasn't meant to be released to the public. It wasn't like an HBO comedy special or anything. Now the leaked emails, and of course, masturbating in front of the women. Jesus, man. This has to be it, right? There's no more skeletons in the closet, right, Louis? Oh, boy. In one of the emails, Louis said, quote, "Hey, I understand you're upset. This kind of shit is tough. I never swore that I was clean." That doesn't sound too good. And another one, quote, "I told you I may or may not have given this to you. I'm sorry if I did. If you gave it to me, it's okay." Now, to me, that just sounds kind of bizarre. If you gave it to me, it's okay? Now, what was this? The STD is never actually revealed. I'm assuming it's something like, maybe like HPV. A lot of people have that. A lot of men aren't aware of it because it doesn't really show any symptoms at all. Not really sure. Another one, quote, "We all share the current human bloodstream, which includes this kind of stuff. I should have worn a condom. You should have made me. We should have a lot of things. We are human." And now the last one I'll read here from these leaked emails from Louis says, quote, "The next generation will all be inoculated and will have sex with electric glass penises and digital vaginas, and they'll get software viruses instead. It's part of life." Oh, boy. This is not really sounding great, but he never did actually admit to giving it to her, even though I would say the biggest mistake would be if you gave it to me, it's okay part, because it's kind of saying like, yeah, I know you didn't give it to me, but I don't know. Whatever this STD is, assuming it's not that big of a deal, it might be one of those irreversible ones. It might be, well, I guess if it's a virus, it's not reversible. Either way, I want to side with Louis so bad. They really don't want him to make a comeback. I just want to hear more comedy from him and more TV shows, everything of the like. huge movie, something, man. It's probably not going to happen, though. Who knows? Either way, man, it seems like he's been thrown out of the bus, beat like a dead horse. Anyway, Gillette just released a commercial, or as they call it, a short film. It's so stupid. It's an SJW commercial about toxic masculinity, bullying, the Me Too movement, sexual harassment, etc. Shows a kid being chased by a horde of bullies. It's pretty much how it starts off.
Bullying.
The Me Too movement against sexual harassment.
Masculinity.
Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it.
Sexual harassment is taking over.
It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off.
Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Bro, not cool. Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men, we're acting
and small.
I am strong.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay? Okay.
Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
I just don't get the point of this. We all know that sexual harassment is bad. We all know that bullying is bad. Wow. But the examples on this are just stretching it. And this guy looking at that girl going, oh, whoa. And what was he going to do? He was going to walk up to her and ask her out on a date or something? What's wrong with that? Can't ask people out anymore? And it ends off with this stupid quote, the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow. Are you sure about that? I don't know if we're raising men here. It sounds like we're raising a bunch of pussies. This part in here that says sissy, I hate the term cis. Cisgender? Dude, if somebody calls me a cis male, I'll probably smack him upside the face. A cis? What the fuck is that? Dude, I'm a straight man. I'm normal, in other words. If you want to be something else, that's totally fine with me. But I am not adapting that cis term. Fuck that. And also, it's such a primal thing that if there is a very attractive woman in a bikini, men are going to look at her. It is just so ingrained into our DNA. There is no amount of public service announcements, marches, rallies, stupid commercials that are going to change that. I mean, yeah, sexual harassment is terrible, but there is a way of dealing with it. Bullying is terrible, but you learn to deal with it. There are proper ways to deal with this stuff. Most of this stuff is already against the law. And as far as the bullying thing goes, I mean, having a horde of kids running after this one kid, I've never seen anything like that, ever. It's just so over-exaggerated. I think the worst thing that I've ever seen was like somebody passes out and you draw a dick on his face or something, on his arm. I mean, that's probably the worst I've seen. There's a show, 13 Reasons Why, where a kid is beat up and a broomstick is shoved up his ass. Well, it's a mop handle, I think. I mean, this sort of thing is not regularly going on. Well, there was that example of the New York police officer shoving a broom handle up a Haitian immigrant's ass in 97. But, I mean, that type of thing really doesn't happen very often. I mean, I'm sure the guy went to jail for it. Either way, I mean, if you want to call out bullying, I would say, like, the social media bullying is probably worse than anything. I mean, even Post Malone was, like, all depressed about it, you know? It's, like, a really easygoing type of guy, and getting so much hate randomly. He almost sounds suicidal in one of his tweets. You know, I can't really locate it, nor do I really care to right now, but, you know, that social media stuff, that's getting really bad. There's really no accountability for it. Anyway, I just really don't get the point of this stupid ad. We already know that this stuff is bad, but the examples that they have is just, what? What in the world? It's so corny, it's so cheesy. The world makes me so angry. Stupid SJWs and saying, well, I'm non-binary. What the hell does that even mean? Do you have a penis or a vagina? That's what we learned so long ago.
Boys have a penis, girls have a vagina.
Let's not overcomplicate this stuff. Just stop being so sensitive. Of course there is masculine women and feminine guys and everything else going on, you know? It's totally acceptable and fine. I'm gender neutral. Go fuck yourself. A little bit lighter news. This woman was banned from Walmart for drinking wine out of a Pringles can. It happened in Texas, I believe. She was riding around one of those electric scooters for people with disabilities. And apparently she was cruising around the parking lot for hours, starting at 6:30 a.m., drinking wine out of a Pringles can. What? The police found her at a nearby restaurant and told her that she was banned from Walmart. She was not arrested. And yes, I said a Pringles can. I wonder if she cleaned it out at least beforehand, or if she had salt and chip particles in there. You know she's not buying top shelf wine to put in a Pringles can. Probably has a big gallon box of it in her trunk or wherever. Wow. I don't know why this exploded on the internet. Honestly, it just might have been a slow news weekend, but it is hilarious. The Giant food store, or Shop and Stop, has robot shopping assistants now. Now these are some strange looking weird little robots with googly eyes on them. And what do, you ask? I don't freaking know. I think they probably follow minorities around the store or something. I'm kidding. Basically, their main function is to look for spills, apparently. Sounds kind of like a waste of money to buy this weird-looking dick thing with googly eyes on it just to look for spills. And it doesn't even clean up the spill. It just alerts employees that there is a spill. I mean, how often does this sort of thing happen? Yeah, never. So to invest money in a robot for this is so bizarre. But apparently it does a little bit more. It goes around price checking things. But I mean, that sort of technology's existed since the early 90s. Back in when Kmart existed. You just walk up to the nearest pole, scan your item, and then do a price check on it. I don't get it, man. I think there's more to the story than this. I'm pretty sure this thing probably follows you around and watches your shopping habits and maybe targets ads to you somehow, telepathically through your phone. I don't know. What do you think, Alex Jones? I don't really... Man, this is some very creepy, bizarre stuff, man. I don't know if I want a robot following me around. He's just there to alert people on the spills. And there is the newscaster here couldn't get the thing to actually alert a spill because, dude, there's never frickin' spills. This is just some weird crap. I mean, if that's all this stupid robot does is just slowly creep around and does these things, it's basically a waste. It's like a Roomba that price checks, sends off a little buzzer every time it notices wetness on the ground. Whatever. I mean, the robot technology isn't really that great nowadays as far as what you see in the sci-fi movies, at least. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff they're not telling us about this thing. But kind of reminds me of this stupid robot that fell in a fountain, basically commits suicide. It's like a airport security robot. Looks like a giant butt plug. Oh, boy. Poor robot. Surprised the guys going in the fountain to get it didn't get electrocuted. And also, I'm sure you've heard about self-driving cars or autonomous cars. Well, it might not be as good as you think, because here's a video of one of them crashing into an autonomous robot. An autonomous car crashing into an autonomous robot. Basically, the technology just, it's not that good as far as these robot things go. And the Amazon-owned Ring, well, they have a lot of different things going on, but there's a doorbell with a camera on it. Basically, when your Amazon packages are delivered, I think there's probably multiple options for this, but basically you can just like speaker the guy and say, yeah, just leave it on the step, or you might give him access to your home. He can drop the package inside and shut the door. I don't know. This is kind of creepy, man. It sounds useful, but it also sounds kind of weird. But apparently news has broke that this thing is actually spying on people. And all it requires is an email address. Amazon says they're not abusing it, but that's up to your own judgment. In recent news, at least as far as Christmas goes, the Alexa unit was down due to the servers, I believe. After it came back up, it would just randomly play an evil, creepy-sounding laugh without anybody interacting with it. This sort of stuff is actually starting to remind me a lot of Space Odyssey. Hal is basically going to have access to your entire home. He can lock you in, lock you out. I mean, it's kind of nuts. It's really not too far in the distant future at the rate we're going, if people are actually going to buy this stuff. I'm sure as hell not. You even have these strange self-ordering fridges that like detect if you're low on something and orders it for you. How lazy are people getting? And how does it know what you're going to crave the next week? What if you don't want eggs the next week? I wonder what the hell I wonder what the hell it would say if it was Jeffrey Dahmer's fridge. You're running low on Asian severed heads with holes in them. Oh my god, that is terrible. You're running low on Drano to make zombie sex slaves. Oh my god. Ugh, I'm sorry. Yeah, people have hacked these baby monitors, and they start yelling at the baby and are freaking it out. You know, it's just, they can see you, they can hear you. You know, if you got the internet and computer stuff involved, you're connected with everything and everyone. And if there's somebody that wants to gain access to you, or if you're just a random person, they could do it. I just don't feel comfortable with it, so I'm avoiding it. And last but certainly not least, a guy actually made tacos with his own amputated leg. Oh, God, that looks so disgusting. Ugh. If you could taste human flesh in an ethical way, would you? Oh my God. I might have to say no. 3 weeks after an accident, Shinny, who prefers to be anonymous, invited 10 of his most open-minded friends to a special brunch. And they had fajita tacos made from this guy's severed human limb. Apparently, the United States doesn't have a federal law banning cannibalism. Ohio is the only state which the simple act of eating human flesh can get you in prison. This guy's rare case where cannibalism was not only legal, but ethical. He documented the entire process. Apparently he was able to get this out of the hospital, and they let him. I guess due to some religious reasons or something. So he just signed the paperwork, and he was able to get his foot back. It's like a foot and part of a calf. Oh man, he gave it to him in a red plastic bio-waste bag. I was just wondering, he throw it in a hefty bag and hump it over his shoulder like Santa Claus. Oh my god, it's so disgusting. Apparently he froze this thing. Oh, it's so gross. And that seemed like he hired a chef to make fajitas with it. When he was asked how he convinced his 10 friends to eat his foot, there was 11 people that were invited apparently, and 10 of them showed up, and apparently they're a pretty weird group, and I will agree. I just don't think I would want to eat human meat. That is just so... The idea of it. They marinated the foot overnight and sauteed it with onions, peppers, salt, and pepper, and lime juice. Served it on a corn tortilla with tomato sauce. When they were asked how it tastes, apparently it tastes super beefy and had a pronounced beefy flavor to it. It was tough and chewy, and it tasted good, but the experience wasn't the best. Oh, God. Yeah, I guess people think it tastes like pork because that cannibalistic tribe in Papua New Guinea calls human meat long pork, but eating wild boars is a lot different. Yuck. Apparently eating human tastes like beef. That is freaking wacky, man. I don't even need to know all this. One of his friends apparently couldn't handle it and spit him out of his mouth. And then he said he got a cell phone call the next day at one of his friends saying, "Hey, just so you know, I pooped you out. Sorry." Ah, that's his... I can't believe these people ate him. Ate his severed limb. What happened to this guy? It looked like his feet bones were completely crushed. Oh, okay, here it is. Oh, it was a car accident? Oh, man. Yuck. This is so weird, man. I feel so grossed out by this. I really don't know what to think about this. I'm nauseous thinking about eating a guy's foot. Yeah, I'm absolutely repulsed by this. Oh, sorry for such a disgusting ending for this program, but join me back in a day or two and we'll have some brand new news stories for you so you can keep on top of your news and get a few laughs in there at the same time. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. This has been a Tinkus production.